let's continue on learning about what we need to do when we have interactions with law enforcement. This isn't legal advice, this is just legal education. And this person's saying, what's your take on people who refuse to roll their windows down? And this comes off of a post that I made on what happens if law enforcement pulls you over. What are you supposed to do? If an officer comes up to your vehicle, doesn't matter what kind of law enforcement, but whatever kind of officer it is, and they say roll your window down, do you have to? Surprisingly, it's going to depend on your state. Some states have laws that say you have to comply and put your window down if an officer asks you to. Other states, they don't require that. Now, for convenience purposes, of course, you're going to need your window down a little bit to give them the paperwork when they ask for it, and those kinds of things. So there's a practical aspect of it. There's also a piece of saying, your officer, I respect what you're doing here, and I'm willing to comply with what you need. So there's also that piece to it as well. And that, again, only needs about, maybe not all the way down, but like halfway down. Again, not legal advice. But it's, again, going to depend on your state. In Michigan, if you don't put your window down when the cops ask you, you can get charged for that. But in other states, it doesn't matter. Now, the ultimate issue, though, is why do you need to put your window down if it's not for documentation? Or what is it the police are looking for when they ask you to put your window down? And I would have to say probably, first off, of course, they need your paperwork and they want to see you face to face. The other thing is something called plain view or plain smell in some cases. And that is they can look at you and they can see, are your eyes red and watery? Is there a smell of an illegal substance about you? Can they see something in your vehicle that you should not have in there? All of these things become open and available to the officer once you put your window down. Now, you shouldn't have any of this stuff anyway. If you're driving a vehicle, be respectful. Don't do your crime when you're driving. But this is one of the things police look for. They've got the flashlight out and they're looking. That's plain view. Anybody can look into your vehicle, not just cops. Anybody can. That's part of it being a vehicle. But if an officer finds something that's illegal, that could trigger plain view, which could trigger probable cause, which could trigger a search. So, multiple things going on. First, of course, they need your paperwork. They want to talk to you and see what's going on. But second, if you've got some shenanigans going on in the vehicle, they'll be able to see it or smell it, and that could trigger that probable cause piece in order to do a search. So, do you have to have your windows down if police ask? You're going to have to check your state.